Hey folks, VermiBag tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a wooden stand for your VermiBag. I have another video that I put out on how to do the PVC stand, and the PVC stand works absolutely perfect for the Vermi Mini. It will also work for the Vermi Max, but I would recommend doing a wood stand for the Vermi Max because fully loaded that thing can be about 400 pounds. A lot of people just want a wooden stand even for the Vermi Mini. So it's real simple to put one together. Cost is probably somewhere around anywhere from $15 to a little over $20 depending on the material that you use. Today I'm going to use, for the legs I'm going to use these 2x3s, and for the sides 1x6. Now I picked finished material here that's nice and smooth because I want this one to be kind of nice, but if you use a rougher cut, just normal wood, again, you could probably do this for about $15, I would imagine, put the whole thing together. You can also use 2x2s for the legs, even just a little bit cheaper. Now, if you want to use if you have 2x4s available, by all means go ahead and use them, but you don't need to do the legs and the sides of 2x4s. I mean, it's really overkill. A 2x2 or a 2x3 for the legs is plenty, and the 1x5s or 1x6s for the sides will give you a very, very sturdy stand. There won't be any issues at all with it. First thing you're going to need to do is cut the wood pieces to length. For the sides, you're going to need 8 pieces. These are, I'm going to make one up for the Vermi Max. So you need 8 sides. They're all going to be cut to 28¼ inches. Now, it's important to cut these to the specific lengths in order to be able to fit the straps up to the corners of the stand so they'll support the bag properly. The legs are cut to 39 inches. That's kind of a preference on what you want. It just happens to be, for the material, I have 2-meter sections of wood that I'm buying, so I just cut them in half, so it happens to be 39 inches. If you want to make it slightly lower than that, that's fine. It'll work just great. First thing you're going to want to do is get 8 small finishing nails and then drill a small hole on one end of each of the 8 side pieces. Now you're going to want this hole to be drilled about 1/2 inch, so basically half the width of your side piece, and drill it for the finish nail will go through it. And what that's going to do is I'm going to take 4 of these pieces and nail them together into a square, and then do it the same thing for the other 4. And that'll prepare it for I can attach the legs to them. Now this is just to hold them together temporarily. It's not a structure. I'll leave them in there, but this isn't for giving the item strength. It's just to keep it together for I can put the legs on. Okay, now that you've drilled a hole in the end of each one of those side pieces, let's put them together. So take 2 of the pieces and just line them up. They're just on a flat surface, but you get a nice even fit. And just make sure that this is even along this edge. And then just take that finish nail and tap it in. Now, the other finish nail goes the other direction here. Take the last one. Okay, so now the first one, it just put together, I mean just barely together, that's all you need. So set it off to the side and grab the other 4. Do the same thing with these, put these together. Important to overlap these for that each side has a length and then also the width of a board. So this side has a length and then also a width. This side has a length and also a width. This side has a length and a width. If you could put this where this one was inside right here and it would be too short. So just make sure they all overlap length and width. That'll give you a total width on each side at 29 1/4. So it's 29 1/4 by 29 1/4 each direction. Okay, now that you've got the two squares completed, place them on top of each other and then grab a hold of one of your legs and place the leg in a corner. Now, the bottom piece is just acting as a spacer right now, the bottom square. We're not going to screw it in at all. That way your bottom section is going to have about a 4-inch gap underneath the legs. It just looks nice, and it also gives enough room to slide small trays and stuff under there when you're harvesting. So, make sure this is on a smooth surface. The other thing is it's going to make sure that all the legs are down exactly the same. They're down firmly onto the ground. So hold one of the legs into the corner and then take your drill and you're going to put a bit on there that's just slightly smaller than your 1.5-inch wood screws that you're going to be using. So I'm going to drill a small hole through the wood, and then one on the side. It's important to do these pilot holes too, because if you don't, you're going to split the wood. Now I'm going to take my drill, my screw bit, and screw in the side and the front. Now I'm just going to put one on each side of these legs right now. I'll come back later and put additional screws in there. So that one's in, it's attached to this top board only. Now I'm going to place the second leg on. I'm doing the second leg, I'm going to place it the same way. I'm not going to put this one this direction and have this other one this way. So I want all these legs to be facing the same direction. So again, I'm going to hold that. Right in the corner, flat on the bottom. Then I'm going to drill a pilot hole in the top piece of the wood. Then I'm going to take a screw, and screw that in. And I'm going to do one on the side. Take one of the screws and put it in, hold it in. Okay. Now I'm going to do this corner here. I'm going to hold this completely into the corner and go ahead and drill a pilot hole right there. And drill a pilot hole on the side. Place one of my screws in there. And place one of the screws on the side. Okay, now that you have all 4 legs attached, with 2 screws on each one of them, we're going to go ahead and pick up the bottom section here. Then we're just going to rotate it around and slide it back inside again. That's actually going to be the top down there. Now the top piece will be flush with the top of the leg. So this is the top actually, and this will be the bottom down here. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go around each of these 4 legs. Go ahead and screw in a couple screws on each one of them, then we'll flip it up and take a look and see what it looks like. That's basically how the stand is. I'm going to go around now and put additional screws in each one of these corners. I only have one on each side right now, so I'm going to put an additional one on each one of these sides. And that'll tighten it up. And you can tell, even with just a couple screws in there, I mean, it's a strong stand. I mean, you can put a lot of weight on this thing. It's not going to go anywhere. Now that I have 4 screws in each corner, you can see the stand really stiffened up. I mean, there's no wobble at all to it. And the way we did it, all 4 legs are even on the ground and it's flush on the top. So what you do now is get a bag, and I'll show you how I install the bar across on each of these corners, especially for the Vermi Max, for hanging the bag.